Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 5:41 for the Board of Finance meeting. Can I get a recommendation for the approval of the Board of Finance agenda?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Can I get a recommendation of the election of a president to the Board of Finance for the officer of the 2026 fiscal year?
In the past,
I was gonna say, who
we
is that
have,
president?
in the past, a lot of times we've just done a motion to keep the same officers for the board, and I'm fine with that, so. I'll make that recommendation that we have our existing board officers be the board of finance officers for 2026 fiscal
Okay.
year.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, can I get a recommendation to review the Attica Consolidated School Corporation finances?
Do we review and then vote? Or do-
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or do we
Vote and then I'll do it.
Okay.
vote and review? Okay. I just need to be quiet.
Get a motion?
I need a motion.
Oh,
She
Courtney made a
motioned.
motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Okay, so I'll be going over just a little bit of our financials and where we stand, and then I will turn it over to Paul. He has some information as well. So currently in our bank accounts, let me go into so we have two different banks. So Bank of Mellon right now, the current balance is $2,057,824.79. In our Horizon Bank, we have a few accounts there. Our money market account currently has $3,593,412.90. Our Corporation Bank account has $931,946.41. And our Horizon ECA Bank account has $296,410. Looking at financials, I pulled up, typically I do when I look at these fund reports I do from last year and this year, I thought since this was the Board of Finance, I wanted to go do a 2-year review of it. So 2 years ago, in our rainy day fund, we had $2,043,533. Last year we had $1,879,805, and as of today, we have $1,784,417. Again, that was from curriculum, the bus, and things that we purchased this school year, and last school year, some of it. Last year, we had in our operations fund 2 years ago, $227,858. Last year, we had $472,453. And this year we currently have $723,542. So we have tripled our operations fund from 2 years ago. So we're doing really well in that. And then lastly, our education fund. 2 years ago we had $721,155. Last year we had $1,292,027. And currently we have $1,669,351. So again, we've more than doubled our education fund as well. So we're doing really well with that. So does anybody have any questions on this before I turn it over to Paul? Paul?
Good evening. Just wanted you to see this because this is 2025. Next month I'll bring you 2026 so you can take a look at what we expect to happen in 2026. But in 2025 you started the education fund with 1.19 million, almost 1.2 million. You ended the year with almost 1.6 million. That's great growth. And in the operations fund, as Matt said, you started the year with a little over 500,000. You ended the year with almost 800,000. So that again is good growth. You've heard me say, I think, that the operations fund is the one that the state is after. And I'm seeing some really serious cuts in some schools. You're not in that category, thank goodness. And I think that's probably because your tax rate and your levy and all that is really pretty manageable in Attica. Where it's not, you're seeing huge cuts to the operations fund. But you're in pretty good shape there. Obviously, 2027 will take some attention because that's when you're set not to get a levy increase and they'll still continue to take money. So we'll watch that very closely. I did, nothing really jumped out this past year as being out of whack. We kind of knew where things were going to go. Today I worked a little bit on 2026 this year. I'll bring you that next month. I was a little surprised. I see right now the same growth next year, this year. I keep saying next year, I'm already there. I see the same growth this year as I've seen the last two. And I was a little surprised at that. At some point, this kind of tends to level out. You quit making money, but I don't see that next year. So I'll bring that to you next month. That's good. Now you have to realize that somewhere along the line, the state may get into your operations fund. On the other side of it, the education fund, what's really good there is your enrollment's really stable. And so if the state continues to fund the education fund at some kind of level, 1%, 2%, 3%, and that's where I expect, with stable enrollment, that dollar to increase a little bit. That's good news because it really gives you a lot of flexibility. You're at a point now where instead of having 400,000, you've got 900,000, or 500,000, you've got 1.5 million. You now have the flexibility to say, hey, we need this, we need that, let's get this done. When you're down on the bottom end of it, you don't have that flexibility. So it's really, really good to see that, and you should be commended on what we've done here and staying with the thing and getting on top of this school corporation financially, and you've done that. You're in really good shape.
Any questions for Paul? Okay, you go ahead.
We will adjourn at 5:49.